Hello and welcome to the Hail Mary Joe 2 TD Score shows. So I'd like to talk about what we're going to do today. We're going to review Thursday night's games where we had none. Unfortunately, there was only one touchdown score for each team, so can't have two when they each only have one. So it was, we lost $3, a dollar on the singles and a dollar on the SGP, so total of $3, which is, typical of a Thursday night, a low-scoring game, divisional game. You just don't know. We've hit 2 out of 6 so far on Thursday, so that's actually not that bad. But now we're going to talk about Week 6 Sunday games. There's 2 teams on a bye, which means that we're missing 1 game, so we have a total of 14 games between Sunday and Monday. Out of that, I decided to do 2 tickets for 5 players, betting the 1s, 2s, and 3s on 50 cents, costing me $12.50 for a total of $25 on them 2 tickets. And I have 1 ticket of 4 players, betting the 1s, 2s, and 3s at 50 cents each for a total of $7. So we have a total of $32 spent, plus with the $3 on Thursday. So we have a total of $35 spent for this week. So that's what we need to hit break even. And hopefully we're going to do more than break even. Hopefully we're going to show a big profit, and we'll take it from there. So let's go over the ticket number 1, 5 players. Remember, this is not financial advice. This is what I do, okay? I'm not authorized to give you financial advice. If you do decide to gamble or bet, please bet only what you can afford to lose, because that's the golden rule, okay? So we are off to ticket number 1, 5 players. Player number 1 is going to be Calvin Ridley for Jacksonville, 2 TDs at 12-1. He has a 19.1 target share, and it's going to be a rematch from Week 1, where Calvin Ridley was 8 for 11, 101 yards, and 1 TDs. Indianapolis is a 28th ranked pass defense. So trust me, Calvin Ridley will have a good game, and we're expecting 2 TDs from him. The second player is going to be DK Metcalf from Seattle, 2 TDs at 14-1. In the last 3 games, DK has been 15 of 18 for 221 yards and 1 TDs. His target share is 17.1%, and his first read is 23.9%. His rib injury is no longer a concern, and he's going to be good to go. He didn't practice on Thursdays and Fridays because of the fact that they want to keep him fresh for Sunday. So that's it. And then the third player on ticket number 1 is going to be Brandon Ayuk from San Francisco, 2 TDs at 18-1. He's facing a Brown team off a bye, one of the best pass defenses, but the Browns are going to be paying particular attention to stopping CMC, Christian McCaffrey, which is going to open up the passing game for Brandon Ayuk. So in the last 3 games, Brandon Ayuk's been 13 of 19 catches for 249 and 0 TDs. So with this high scoring offense, that's going to change this week, and Brandon Ayuk is going to get on the scoreboard. So also, Cleveland has also given up 2 touchdowns to a receiver this year. So now we're off to player number 4 on ticket number 1, and we have Mike Evans from Tampa, 2 TDs at 12-1. He's off a bye week, and coach says he is good to go. So Detroit is a 17th-ranked pass defense. In the last 3 games, Mike Evans has been 14 for 21, 271 yards, and 2 TDs. Detroit has allowed a 2 TD receiver scorer this year already, and he's done it for us once. He'll do it for us again. So then the last player on ticket number 1 is going to be Breece Hall for the New Jersey Jets. I said New York Jets. Wow, New Jersey Jets. That's where they play. So 2 TDs for Breece Hall at 14-1. In the last 3 games, he's had 40 carries for 251 yards and 1 TD, 7 catches for 39 yards. He's New York Jets' best scoring offense because of their quarterback, Zach Wilson. So that's it. For ticket number 1, we have Calvin Ridley, DK Metcalf, Brandon Ayuk, Mike Evans, and Breece Hall for the 5 players. As for ticket number 2, we have another 5 players playing the 1, 2s, and 3s at 50 cents. And the First player I have is Taji Spears. If I made a mistake on the name, I apologize to the player and to you. But for Tennessee, two TDs at 25-1. He is playing 50% of the snaps, and he gets an average of 4 catches, at least has an average of 4 catches in the last 4 to 5 games. Baltimore has been vulnerable to pass-catching RBs, so that's why I'm taking him. You know, in the last 3 games, he's been 16 for 80 yards, 1 TD, and he's had 11 out of 13 catches for 56 yards. I think he is the threat. I'm not saying King Henry isn't there, but he's just not the same. He's more of a prince now than he was a king. So that's why I'm going with him. The next player I have on ticket number 2 is going to be Chris Olave for New Orleans, 2 TDs at 14-1. He's facing the 18th ranked pass defense. In the last 3 games, he's been 11 for 22, 120 yards, and 1 TD. He finally got one. That's why I'm going with him. He's been making some unbelievable catches this year, and I tried to pick him up earlier in the year for 2 TDs. He just wasn't having any. He had some great catches, got some great yards, but you know what? Now that he knows where the end zone is, I think that he'll be able to provide us with a couple today, or a couple on the weekend. So then the last player is, I've tried him earlier. I wasn't overly impressed with the way his play hasn't been up to par, but I think it's about to change. He's not going to have a down year all year. Even though he has a tough matchup, it's going to be Jahan Dotson for Washington, 2 TDs at 30-1. It's a tough matchup for him, but Curtis Samuel is banged up, and Atlanta has given 2 TDs to a receiver this year. In the last 3 games, he's been 9 for 18 for 78 yards and 1 TD. I do not trust the Atlanta offense, not with their QB. It's not. There's going to be there's a good 4 or 5 teams, maybe 6 teams already that are just not trustworthy to bet on, especially for 2 TDs. Maybe for ones and props by all means, but. Yeah, Jahan Dotson for Washington, 2 TDs at 30-1 is the third player on ticket number 2. Player number 4, ticket number 2, love this one. Jacoby Myers from the Las Vegas Raiders, 2 TDs at 22-1. Now this is a revenge game for both the coach, the QB, and the wide receiver. So with Jimmy G as QB, Jacoby Myers has been averaging 10.7 targets. He's been averaging 8.3 receptions and 80.3 yards per game and 1 TD per game. So you know what? There's a lot on the line for this game from a revenge point of view. Devontae Adams still has that sore shoulder, so you know what? Jacoby Myers could be the go-to guy, and I wouldn't be surprised. He's getting 1 for sure, could easily get 2. New England also has no Judon, so that's going to slow the pass rush, and cornerback Christian Gonzalez is out. So you know what? That's going to help the receivers for the Raiders. So the 5th player on ticket number 2 is going to be Josh Palmer for LA Chargers, 2 TDs at 16-1. They're playing the 2nd ranked passing defense in Dallas, but I don't trust Dallas's offense. They haven't been able to put points or show any consistency on there, so I'm going with the Chargers. Okay, and I mean, Mike Williams is still out, and he has been getting the 2nd most targets within that. So on that team, in the last 3 games, he's 10 for 20 for 186 yards. You know, since Mike Williams' injury, Palmer played 86% of the snaps and has a target share of 33%. That's why I'm taking him. So that's ticket number 2 with Taji Spears, Chris Olave, Jahan Dotson, Jacoby Myers, and Josh Palmer. All for 2 touchdowns. So ticket number 3 has 4 players. I'm betting 50 cents on the 1s, 2s, and 3s like I always do. And here we go. Player number 1's TJ Hawkinson for Minnesota, 2 TDs at 9-1. He's facing the Chicago defense, which is ranked 31st in the league. There's no Justin Jefferson. So you know what? I expect him to eat up a few extra catches and be, you know, between him and Addison, but mainly him, to be the receiving threats for the Minnesota Viking. You know, we have hit TJ Hawkinson once earlier this year, and you know what? I expect him to have a great week this week, and don't be surprised if he gets 2. So the next player that we have is going to be Michael Wilson from Arizona at 2 TDs, 25-1. Now, LA Rams is the 15th ranked pass defense, but LA Rams uses zone coverage 74.9% of the times, and against zone coverage, Michael Wilson's stats go up in the sense where his target share is increased to 15.7, and his first read is 17.9. So in the last 3 games, he's been 10 for 11 catches, 180 yards, and 2 touchdowns. He's the threat. He's becoming the number one. I like Marquise Brown, but he's becoming the number one receiver for them that could easily put up points for them. So the next player I have is Darren Waller for the New Jersey Giants. Yeah, there's been a lot of banged up in Buffalo's playing, but Buffalo will be missing Tre'Davious White and Matt Milano. So they, chances are, could be covering Darren Waller, which has his chances to grow up. Now, Tyrod Taylor's the quarterback. Tyrod's going to be looking for a security blanket, and I think Darren Waller's going to be the guy. So then we're off to player number 4 on ticket number 3. So we have Adam Thielen for Carolina, 2 TDs at 25-1. 82.6% of the catch rate, and his target share is 22.8%. Playing from behind, he should face Kadar Kuhu a lot, giving up 85.2% catch rate and 129.9% passer rating. He's the most reliable receiver in Carolina. So for ticket number 3, TJ Hawkinson, Michael Wilson, Darren Waller, and Adam Thielen. Please enjoy the games, have fun. If you do bet only what you can afford to lose. And remember, this is not financial advice. This is strictly what I am doing, and only what I am doing. Please enjoy the games, have fun, and we'll see you next Thursday. Thank you.